So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jacqueline A. Olarte, and I'm going to discuss about the Biweekly 2.2, which is the misstatements and the financial statements. So, we have the problem, or the given. The Love Company was organized on January 1, 2016, and since its inception has not recognized accruals and deferrals. Selected accounts reveal the following information. So we have an accounts prepaid expenses, unearned revenues, accrued expenses, and accrued revenues. On the year 2016, for the prepaid expense, we have 29,000, 30,000 for 2017, 34,000 for 2018. For the unearned revenues, 20,000 for 2016, 28,000 for 2017, 15,000 for 2018. And for accrued expenses, we have 27,500 for 2016. 2017, we have 25K and 28,000 for 2018. And for the accrued revenues, we have 42,500 for the 2016, 45K for 2017, and 41K for 2018. And the Love Company also reported the following profit or loss. For the year 2016, we have 120,000 of loss, 100,000 profit for 2017, and 200,000 profit for 2018. And we are required to compute the corrected profit for each year's 2016, 17, and 18, and prepare the audit adjusting entries to correct the financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2018. And so we have to follow the format below, which is the nature of error, understatement, retained earnings, and the accounts affected in the 2018. So here is the answer. So first, we have the prepaid expenses, omission of prepaid expenses, or the errors of the accounts prepaid expenses. On 2016, we have an understated prepaid expense of a profit of 29,000. And then 2017, we have to overstate it. It's because understated suggested kuwang. So you have to add it 29,000 for 2017 para makorek naman ang error for 2016. And then 2017, we have we have we have 30,000, this one. So in 28, we have understated here, and in 2018, we have to overstate it for 30,000 in order to correct the error made in the 2017. And for the 2018, we have a 34,000 understated profit of 34,000. And then the accounts affected in this 2018 is the expenses and prepaid expense and the retained earnings. So first, we have to debit expenses of 30,000, this one, and then credit the retained earnings for 30,000. This entry, or this account is for the 2017 error. And for the 2018, which is the 34,000, we have to debit the prepaid expense of 34,000 and credit the expense for 34,000. So minusan ang imong expenses for 34,000 for the year 2018 kay makagasto man ka kay nagbayad maka prepaid expense for 34. For sa 2018, dungagan ng expenses for 30 kay understated man siya pagka 2017. So let's move on to the next, the unearned revenue. So on 2016, we have overstated it for 20,000. Then we have to understate it in 2017 for 20,000 again. And for the year 2017, we have an overstated amount of 28,000. That is why in 2018, we have to correct it by understating it for 28,000 and also. And for the year 2018, we have a 15,000 overstated amount. So the accounts affected for the 2018 is the revenue and unearned revenue and the retained earnings as well. So for the 2017 error, the entry for this is we have to debit the return earnings, which is 28,000, and then we have to credit revenue for 28,000. So we have to credit the revenue in order to add it. Can overstated man for 2017, so we have to list it. That is why it is put in the credit side. And for the 2018 amount, which is 15,000, the entry for this, or the accounts affected for this, is revenue, debit revenue, which is 15,000, and we have to credit the unearned revenue for 15,000 since the revenue was not earned. That is why we have to debit it. So next is the omission or the error of accrued expenses. So on 2016 we have 27,500. It is overstated. That is why we understated 27,500 also for the 2017 year. And for 2017 we have an amount of 25,000. It is overstated, understated in the year 2018 to correct the error. And for the year 2018 we have 27,000, which is also overstated. So the accounts affected for the year 2018 are the expenses, accrued expenses, and the retained earnings as well. So for the 2017 error, the entry for this is we have to debit the retained earnings for 25,000, and we have to credit the expenses for 25,000. So we have to less it para mo decrease yung expenses, yung mga understated sadya. Kaya na overstated mo sa 2017, sobra raso yung i-minus. And for the 2018, we have an overstated of 27,000. Record it debit, expenses 27,000, and we have to credit accrued expense, which is 27,000. And for the accrued revenues, we have 2016 42,500, which is understated, and we have to overstate it on 2017, which is also 42,500. And for the year 2017 we have understated amount of 45,000. That was why in the 2018 we have to overstate it. And for the 2018 we have a 41,000 amount, which is also understated. So the accounts affected for the 2018 are the revenues, the accrued revenues, and as well as the retained earnings. So for the entry to correct the error in 2017, we have to overstate the revenues. So we have to debit revenues 45,000. Yes, 45,000. And then we have to overstate. We have to credit the retained earnings of 45,000 as well para ma-add to nga profit in order to overstate it. And then for the 2018 entry, we have 41,000 debit accrued revenues, and then credit revenues for 41,000 since we have to add it because it was understated. That is why atong i-credit ang revenues for 2018. So which we were asked to compute the corrected profit for each years 2016, 17, and 18. So we have net over understatement of 24,000. So I get it by adding the numbers on the column of 2016, which was 29,000 and 20,000 and 27,500 and 42,500. And for the 2017, we have overstatement of 2,000. So I got it this amount also by adding the numbers which was on the column 2017, which was 29,000 overstated, 30,000, 20,000, 28,000 which was also overstated, 27,000 understated, 27,500 understated, and so on and so forth, as you can see in the column. We have 2,000. And then for the 2018, we have 11,000. Same process for the 2016 and 2017. So this is what we got. And then for this 22,000, this is for the retained earnings. I also add all the amounts listed in the columns under the retained earnings. And for the reported profit of loss, as you can recall, it was given in the problem that they have reported on the 2016 they have a loss of 120,000, and profit for each year 2017-16, which was 100,000 and 200,000 respectively. So this is, I put it here. Yeah. And then to get this corrected profit or loss, I add the reported profit or loss to the net or under or overstatement. So 120,000 loss, you have to add the 24,000 for that. We got a loss of 96,000. For 2017, we have 98,000, 100,000 plus a loss or an over of 2,000, 98. And for the 2018, we have 200,000 plus 11,000. That is why we got the 211,000. Next is we're gonna have the adjusting entries for the 2018. So for the first entry, we have the prepaid expenses. So A, this is for the year 2017. Debit 30,000, retained earnings 30,000. So I got this from the working paper. Audit working paper in the table above. It is shown in the table earlier what I've what I've discussed. And then for the 2018, the next entry, this one, prepaid expense, debit, and credit expenses 34,000. And for the unearned revenue, we have, for this first entry this is for the 2017 error, so we correct it in the 2018. So retained earnings, debit, and credit revenue. For the 2018 nga accounts, the entry for this adjusting entries is debit revenue, which was 15,000, and to credit unearned revenue. And next is accrued expense. So the accrued expense, this 27,000, for the 2017, we have this one, 25,000. Retained earnings, debit, which was makuhaan ang retained earnings ni Jia. Then the expense, makuhaan. Then ang expense, you have to credit it 25,000. And then for the 2018, we have an expense of 27,000 and accrued expense for also 27,000. So ang expense and debit mo maadan of 27,000 ng imong expenses. Then for the last is the accrued revenue. We have, for the error on the 2017 that was occurred, we have 45,000. This one. Revenue 45,000 and retained earnings credit 45,000. Debit the revenue. And then for the 2018 accounts, we have debit accrued revenues and credit revenue amounting to 41,000. So ma-ada ng revenue because lista naman si Chong Dawat. So I guess that is all for my discussion for the biweekly 2.2 assignment. I hope you understand what I've discussed, and thank you and power.